Hey everyone, Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. We are on the 12th of January. We are quickly getting through January. It's always a tough month to try and navigate. The first month of the year, a harsh welcome back to reality after a jolly festive period. But it's an exciting month for football clubs. It's a nervy month for football clubs, but usually it's an exciting and thrilling month as a football fan, as you see the movings and shakings of players coming and going at various different clubs. It's often a time where people overpay for players. It's a period where either you're in the position you want to be or work needs to be done. And I think in Norwich City's position, they are in a position where work needs to be done in terms of squad building. This has been a season penned as being a transition one under Johannes Torup. It is a squad that, although lots of change was made over the summer, it still has that feeling of a side that hasn't fully been assembled by Ben Napper and Johannes Torup, and that will be something that they want to change. They want to make their stamp be seen and be heard in Norfolk, and signings need to be made for that to happen. And the philosophy and the style in which you play is so crucial, and that's made up of the players that you have and those capable of playing the football you want to play. The right wing position is an area where Norwich have really struggled this season. They've kind of played a roulette in that area so far. They've tried multiple different options. They've played Christian Fasnacht, they played Oscar Schwartau, Hernandez, Gordon, Forsen and Mankwa. All of them have shown glimpses, but none of them have quite made it their own. I mean, Ante Sienat's played there for quite some time as well this season, so you've got a list of 6 players there that have tried their efforts at right wing. No one's really made it their own. They will be hoping that 21-year-old Matej Jurasek from Slavia Prague will be the man that really kicks on. He is a Czech international. He has won the top division with Slavia Prague. He has won multiple trophies with Slavia Prague. He's played European football for Slavia Prague, and at the age of 21 has played nearly 100 senior appearances out in the Czech divisions, from the top into the first division, into the National League as well. This is a man who has played plenty of football. He is highly rated, and the two clubs have agreed a fee rumoured to be around €7 million. That's just shy of £6 million. Look, Norwich City are clearly following a pattern that they want to use with their recruitment business. I think Brighton are a brilliant example of someone that has followed data and looked at data so intrinsically since Tony Bloom kind of really took a strong hold there. Brentford, the same. Norwich City, particularly now under the Atanasio group, and we know how much they love data and how much data is kind of used in American sports in particular, Moneyball, etc. It's really a big part of their game out there, and Norwich City will be wanting to try and find an edge with that data in the recruitment market, and trying to make transfers that either other clubs haven't spotted or other clubs have, but we're trying to kind of get these players for under market value. Now, €7 million is a fairly chunky size for a championship signing, but they will be hoping that Jurasek goes on to become a £20 million player in a couple of seasons. Now, I guess the fee is comparable to that of Ante Sienat, who they spent, I think it was €8 million on in the summer. That transfer has, I wouldn't say worked out as of yet. He's not scored too many goals, but he's certainly played a lot of minutes, and I think this will be an important season when we look back at Ante Sienat's development as one where he hopefully came along and kind of came to the light of English football fans. I think there's something in Ante Sienat, and actually I think in terms of direct output, in terms of goals and assists, he's been slightly unlucky, and the underlying numbers are slightly more favourable. Matej Jurasek is a left-footed right winger, I guess similar, but on the opposite side to Borja Sykes, who's a right-footed left winger. And I think wingers nowadays almost are inside forwards in the way that they come in and shoot on their opposing foot. The interesting thing with Jurasek, from the various videos I've watched and the kind of reports I've read, he seems to be a pretty direct winger, which goes away from the kind of tradition now of these smaller, tricky type wingers who are actually just part of that kind of front three and are quite fluid in the way that they play. You know, Jurasek feels more of an Onel Hernandez type who will just hit the byline and try and make things work, and that's exciting. And I think Johannes will be wanting more of that. Like, I think that ultimately that's why Onel Hernandez has actually picked up quite a lot of minutes this season, is because that has a role to play. And that's really exciting. I think the thing with with Johannes and maybe the reason why we haven't maybe kicked on as much as we would have hoped this season in terms of league position and points picked up is this squad still feels very much a Stuart Webber, Wagner, even to some extent Dean Smith side. And you look at the bench after 60 minutes and you're going, well, I'm not sure what we're going for here. Jurasek is someone where we desperately need a right winger. We need a good right winger, and it's such an important role in the way that we're trying to play. So Jurasek is clearly the target they've gone for. It does mean that if he does successfully come to the club, which looks likely, Cade Gordon will be heading back to Liverpool. They'll be cutting that loan deal short. It's been probably not quite the loan that Cade Gordon would have wanted, but what I would say about Cade Gordon, he's certainly remained professional throughout. I remember fondly that goal that won, or the first goal against Coventry, where Cade Gordon was the man who was kind of really rallying his teammates to get back and try and score a second. Of course, we did. He's clearly a very hard-working and talented individual, and I hope that Cade Gordon finds his feet somewhere else, but it hasn't quite worked out for him at Norwich City, and I think he'll probably come to regret that, because it feels like there's been an opportunity begging for someone to really take that right wing position and make it their own. So Matej Jurasek looks to be signing for Norwich City. It's been reported by Fabrizio Romano as well as all of the local press. €7 million, a fairly punchy outlay for a 21-year-old, but the CV looks promising. It's all up to whether that form from Czech Republic translates into Championship football. Only time will tell. Matej Jurasek, are we excited about him? Let me know down in the comment section below. Bye-bye.